Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Politics in Plain English. This is Alberta, your girl here, and today we're going to be talking about the hurricanes and whether or not this is actually climate change or global warming, as they say. And also we're going to discuss Hillary Clinton's new book, What Happened? Well, the first thing I would like to say about the hurricanes that have been happening in Texas and Irma is this really man-made or man-caused disaster. Well, the first thing we need to look at is that did this ever happen on the earth before? And we can actually say, yes, it has happened. If we look back, if you're a believer in the Bible, you know that during the time of the flood, Noah's day, that the whole earth was covered with water. And it had nothing to do with climate change because men back then did not have any nuclear powers. They didn't have any of this nuclear stuff. They were just ordinary men, but according to the Bible, they were wicked. And so God allowed a deluge to come upon the earth for many different reasons, but none of them had to do with climate change. Now, I also want to say this, that man is not more powerful than God. And I remember back in the 80s where they said they were terrified of there being a nuclear war, because if there was a nuclear war, that means it would be followed by a nuclear winter. And a nuclear winter would mean that the earth would be covered with darkness for up to 6 months. And if you were not in a shelter, you would die instantly. If you were in a shelter and you came out of that shelter before the 6 months, then the poisons in the air would kill you. So you had to stay completely buried for these 6 months. This was a very popular belief back in the 80s. And I can tell you this, since that time, they have had to go back and rethink their beliefs on this nuclear winter because they realized their Mount St. Helens, I think that's up in Washington State, it actually exploded. And it sent this volcanic ash all over the earth, all over. And it was dark, but not for 6 months. And neither was there any kind of nuclear death from it. And so they had to rethink what they had been thinking, because if the volcanic eruption is 100 times more powerful than a nuclear danger explosion. So if the earth wasn't destroyed by a volcanic eruption, then they had to rethink about this nuclear thing. So man had to go back and change his thoughts and beliefs on something that he was so sure about. So just like they had to rethink about that, we also need to rethink about this global warming stuff. Man is not responsible. He is not that powerful. Let me say that again. Man is not more powerful than God. And if a volcanic eruption couldn't bring about a nuclear winter, neither can mankind bring about anything that would change in the climate. And if man couldn't do that, he sure didn't do it back during the time of Noah's day. So now on to Hillary Clinton's book. What happened? Well, we know what happened. She lost the election. And because she lost the election, a lot of people still have not been able to accept that. She has blamed everyone for her failure. She's blamed James Comey, saying James Comey, he sent out this investigation on her, and that's what made people turn against her. She said Trump, he was standing too close to her, and she wanted to say, get back up, you creep. And then, of course, there was the Russia. Russia was the one that made her lose. But she and no one in her party has ever explained how Russia did it. Did Russia come to your house and did they tell you don't vote for Hillary Clinton? No, they didn't do that. Did they go to the polls and when they saw you had voted for Hillary, did they switch it and make it to Trump? No, they didn't do that. So no one can tell you how the so-called Russia investigation or whatever, how it affected the outcome, because the Russians and other foreign governments have been trying to get involved with American politics for years, I mean decades, and has not succeeded. So anyway, that's it for today. Politics in Plain English. Be sure to share and subscribe. Get the word out, because we are going to have a great day and make America great again. Thank you. Bye-bye.